I'm a recruiter and I review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a data analyst. So this is a particularly bad resume, and I know this because they told me it was bad. And what we need in a data analyst, which I doubt I will find in this resume, is degree, industry, SQL, data visualization, Tableau, Power BI, Looker, influencing stakeholders, explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders, how you solved a problem with data, not what the data is, MS Excel, macros, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, Word, ETL, Python, multiple projects, and deadlines. And I need to find 75% of those in qualification format, not keyword format, which I will explain in a minute. But the reason I know this is a garbage resume is because they told me their ratio. The ratio is how you can tell if your resume is good or bad. The ratio is how many applications it takes to get an interview. Your goal without, and this is a cold interview, right? Not like people that you know directly. Your goal should be under 50. So for every 50 applications at a minimum, you should be getting one interview. And when people follow my methods, they get, for every 7 applications, they get one interview. There are some slight exceptions for purely remote or international students, but even then, 1 in 7 is what you want to aim for. So this person has an over 150 applications to one interview, so this is a garbage resume, and I don't think I'm going to find these in qualification format. So recruiters and, by extension, hiring managers only have 20 seconds to find what we need. If we cannot find it in 20 seconds, it does not count. So let's see what I can find in 20 seconds and go. Okay, this doesn't count. This doesn't matter. Okay, built Python good and SQL-driven reporting pipelines. Okay, this is irrelevant. Engineered scalable ETS. This doesn't matter. Again, this doesn't matter. Delivered end-to-end analyticals for, again, that's not really what we're looking for. And time. So this person is an international student. So their actual ratio, what I should be able to get them is a 1 in 30 to a 1 in 100. That is what I'm able to get internationals. It's just that much harder for an international. But you still should not be getting 150 to 1. They said, I'm trying to look for a job in data analysis. I would want feedback. I'm trying for entry-level data analysis roles. So the problem here is you have a lot of keywords, but you don't have a lot of qualifications. And the difference is a keyword is something that the hiring team needs, right? So it's this. This is what the hiring team needs. They need somebody that knows SQL. They need somebody that can influence stakeholders, how you solved a problem. That would be considered a keyword. But recruiters are not hunting for those. We are hunting for qualifications. And a qualification is a keyword plus how you did it, plus the business reasons you did it, plus where you did it. And if it's not those 4 things, it does not count as a qualification. And the problem with this resume is, A, they just don't have enough in general. You need 75% of these, and they have like 40. The other part is just like they don't write them in the right format. They don't show the qualifications. They only show the keywords. So here is what you would need to do. First off, use this formatting. This is the formatting that really, really helps people. How you do it is in the link below in the description. You really, really want to use this. The only people that shouldn't use it are high level directors and people that are very job hoppy. Then we go down to this, and there's a lot of irrelevant information. I don't believe any coursework is relevant. The degree is what matters. You have a master's in computer science, so you don't need to put the bachelor's. That's not needed since you already have the master's. If those were in 2 different things, like if it was a master's in computer science and a bachelor's in electrical engineering, you would probably want to keep the bachelor's. But since they're basically equivalent, you only need the master's. Then we go down to here, and again, please fix this. Nothing here should be bolded. Not a single thing should be bolded. And then we go to the actual problem, which is the bullet points. And built Python and SQL, good. Driven automated reporting pipelines, okay. Feeding Power BI dashboards, cutting manual reporting time by 25%, enabling real time. This is garbage. So you started off with stating the keywords, which again is what you want to do, but you didn't really tell me the how you did it and the reason and result. Now, the reason and result cannot be a brag. I know there's a lot of misinformation out there about how you need to show you're better than everybody else, but you don't. The interview is where you do that, not the resume. If you try to show how good you are through the resume, you will fail and not get interviews. So instead of built blah, 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 I would much rather you say, in fact, here's my thing is, I don't even know what you did. Was your entire job building pipelines? I prefer you say something like, wow, what did you even do? Built Python, built data visualization pipeline, data visualization dashboards, Power BI, using Python, SQL, so that I could communicate those findings in simple terms to our stakeholders, allowing them to make other business decisions. Like, that would be how you would write it to get an interview. Then engineered scalable ETL, nobody cares. There's like, scalable matters, but you can't just say scalable. And again, you'd want to avoid these numbers. No resume should have numbers in the job descriptions. Again, you want the numbers up here, and you want your phone number. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hammered by Walgreens right quick. So you want your phone number, but you don't want numbers here, right? These are not business reasons. These are random numbers that you threw in that are not related. Who cares that you did 15K rows per cycle? Nobody cares. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm saying, like, nobody cares. I've never seen a single job description say you need to have at a minimum 10K rows per cycle to get an interview. What they're saying is this stuff. So I need you to have a better sentence with ETL. And again, there's only one thing I need there, which is ETL, and a minimum of 3 keywords per bullet point. And then delivered end-to-end analytical solutions, such as, what do you mean delivered analytical solutions? You have to explain to me what those solutions are. For 5+, why does it matter that there were 5+ stakeholder requests? In fact, that actually sounds really bad. It sounds like they told you 5 things and that was your whole job. Stakeholder request is good, but the number here actually makes it way worse. Transforming ambiguous questions into actionable insight. I'm not asking you to transform them into actionable necessarily insight. I'm asking you to influence them and explain it to them. So again, I don't also want to see you do it through the dashboard. The dashboard is important, but that is a separate bullet point than how you solved a problem with data or how you influence stakeholders or explain stuff. You cannot say I influenced them through a dashboard. That does not count. You can say you used it to help, but it cannot be the full sentence. And I've gotten plenty of data analysts who are internationals jobs too. So I really do know what I'm talking about on this one. Proactively detected data anomalies. Why do I care about data anomalies and quality gaps? What's that? I don't know. Preventing reporting errors. See, this is at least understandable. And ensuring compliance with documentation. Cool. That is good, except there's no actual keywords. That's a sentence that actually doesn't have keywords in it. Maybe it could be how you solved a problem with data, but again, I need more than just that. So your problem is this resume is an absolute nightmare to read. And you don't actually show the qualifications that you have. You need to show the qualifications. And remember, I want you to all imagine, because people put recruiters on a pedestal, right? They think we're some crazy gatekeepers that decline everybody on a power trip. If you want to know what it's like to be an internal recruiter, I want you to go to the DMV when they have a line out the door. The clerk who is accepting and stamping all those things, that is the internal recruiter. That is what their actual job is closer to be like. Because reviewing this stuff in the resume, this is like 20% of the job. The rest of it is other types of paperwork internally and getting managers to do stuff. So this resume completely fails on both a formatting and content part, because also, like, I don't even see MS Excel. That's critical. Almost every single data analyst job, at least in the US, says Excel, and most of the keywords in Canada are equivalent to. There's some slight differences, but they're mostly the same. I don't see how you handle multiple projects and deadlines. I don't really see how you influence stakeholders. I could kind of see that you explain technical concepts, but that's an iffy one. I don't actually know what industry you're in. And yeah, that's the problem. So you need 75% of these. You have like 30 to 40. So that's all I can do for this resume. I just want to thank everybody for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really appreciate it. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream. That's where I get these and I help people out a little bit more. than I can on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. And to all of my members on YouTube, I just want to give you an extra special thanks. Thank you very much for supporting me. I know y'all get access to videos a little bit early, but still, thank you. Thank you for supporting me. I really appreciate it. And if anybody else wants to be a member, they can join in the link below. And let's go to the next resume. This is a resume that I think is good. This person stated they get a 1 in 25, and most of their success, read luck, that is what they wrote, is that I support an ERP system that sees more use in Europe, so there's a tight U.S. labor market. Okay, so this is a very niche role. Writing it as far as they can, probably not super transferable to the stream demographic, but there you have it. That's fine. So I imagine these are going to be mostly correct. There may be some extra technical things that I may miss for this because this is such a very specific ERP thing. So the ERP will replace the industry in this one. But let's see what I can find in 25 seconds. But again, this is what you want, is a tight labor market for you, because right now we're in a recession and it's bad. But when there are more jobs than there are people who can fill them, it is good for job seekers. When there are more job seekers than there are jobs, it is bad for job seekers. And right now we are in the latter, but some industries are in the former. Most are in the latter, though, because the job market is not the job market. The job market is about 250 job markets in a trench coat acting as one. And some of those are doing well. Most of them are on fire, though. So 20 seconds on the clock, and let's find out. Oh yeah, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Industry, Microsoft Office, requirements gathering, influencing cross-functional stakeholders, explaining complex topics, and meet multiple deadlines in Agile Scrum. I also think I should add, there was one more, and my mind is blanking. I should have wrote it down, and this one is bad on me. Explaining like technical, not explaining technical stuff. I would say translating technical requirements. It could be considered requirement gathering and documentation, but I'm still going to kind of count that. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. Configure, tested, train clients. Okay. On SMEs, manufacturing, production, standardization, process, reporting. Okay. Documented, good. Technical specifications. Drove the process more timely. Transactions resulting in increased routing and accuracy. Assess project timelines. Communicate with the client and internal leadership to highlight and resolve blockers. Integrated a whatever, prepared for ERP. Okay. So because this is a hot market, this works. This is not a terrible resume, though. A lot of the times I tell people, you need to burn it and delete it. I think even if this wasn't a hot market, this would be maybe a 1 in 75 to 1 in 100, which is not great, but, it's not the worst. So I actually really like most of these bullet points. I hate saying this because this is what people think you need to do. And for most resumes, like the first one, the problem wasn't the keywords. The problem was how they wrote them. This one, you actually kind of just need to shove in a bunch of these into the sentences you already have and you'll be even better. Like, where's Jira, Word, SAP, Outlook, Excel, SQL, Tableau, and Agile Scrum. I mean, if you just throw those into these sentences that you have, I think you're going to do fine. And again, your formatting isn't the best, but it's not the worst. I prefer people to use this one because it's more legible, but you could do worse than this. It's not great, but you could do worse. Like, just make this all the same color, make it black on the same line, that kind of stuff. But otherwise, like, you actually, these are good bullet points of how you describe them. Like, I really like these. Like, configure, tested, train clients. You train clients? Cool. That means you can explain complex topics to non-technical people. And subject matter experts on, this is your industry, ensuring standardization of process and reporting. That's requirements gathering and documentation. Documented, also requirements gathering for CRMs for clients to process improvement, which again is sort of like what you're doing, which is proactively solving business problems, and assess project timelines communicated with client internal leadership to highlight and resolve blockers again. So you really just need to throw these in there. And I really hate saying that because that's what people think you need to do. But most resumes have a problem with the how and the business why. You have a problem with just not throwing in the right keywords. So just throw them in and you should be fine. And then fix the formatting. But overall, this is a pretty good bullet points for these. So next resume. This is a resume of a full stack software developer. So for a full stack software developer, which is I think like the most common resume submitted to me, we need degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, React or React.js, Node.js, Angular, Next.js, SQL, NoSQL, MongoDB, RESTful API or REST API, Cloud, CI/CD, Git, .NET or Python or Java. And for the cloud, any of the cloud works, but you don't really need to go deep into like the the S3 or whatever it's called, the E32. My brain is not working on that one. And a bonus points for agentic architecture, language, DevOps, and GraphQL. So let's see. This is this person's, I think, third time. So I am going to be hypercritical on this one. But that is for their own good. So 20 seconds is on the clock. Let's see what I can find. We don't have a ratio. And go. Okay, degree, good. Develop the front end using React, okay. For learning management, Next.js code tracking views, okay. API via API, PostgreSQL, supporting structured query, okay. Integrated a Python AWS tutor, okay. This is not bad. Architected front end using, okay. This is not bad. Let's see what we have. I think actually you have slightly too many keywords in here and it's a little tough, so we may need to split them up. But so you already have a B in computer engineering, which is equivalent to computer science and engineering, so you do not need this. You can remove that. Also, let me see what they wrote. Thank you for giving feedback on my previous resume. I've made the changes based on what you asked. Remove the work authorization and visa status, mainly because they are seeking an H-1B, and if you are seeking an H-1B, then no explanation will matter because that is the toughest thing to get in the world right now. Followed a consistent keyword pattern of 3 to 6. Some of these are like almost 7, or some of these are 7, I think. Added reason results, good. I really appreciate if you could review the updated resume and let me know if it's aligned. Thank you again for your guidance. So, yes. So let's see what we have. So first off, develop the front end. See, here's the thing. You don't even need to necessarily say front end. You can just say developed a website using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, React, and in an AWS environment for a learning management system to structure that. So this is not bad. I would just reorder this so that the TypeScript is first, then JavaScript, HTML, CSS, then React, and then Node or Next.js, and then AWS. And then in the next sentence, say, see, this one I need a little bit more, like, this one I need a little bit more of, because this is really telling me not really the business reasons. You're really just telling me, like, that you hooked something up, so I may want you to rewrite this a little bit. It's not terrible, but I just want a little bit more. Because, like, connected to do whatever is, like, weird. I would say for our enrollment platform, connected our GP, whatever. So, and again, GraphQL is a nice to have, and I want your needed to haves first. So let's take away what we have. We have TypeScript. We have that. We have React. That's good. We have Node and Next.js. That's good. We did see SQL. That's good. I don't see REST APIs. I did see Cloud. I don't see CI/CD. I don't see Git. I did see Python. So this is not bad. We just need to reorder the bullet points. And I would like RESTful APIs, CI/CD, and Git. Those are pretty important if we can put them in. You don't necessarily need Angular. I think you could probably get away with not having Angular. So we were reordering this sentence. Again, it's not bad. We just need to reorder it so the important stuff is up front. Then down here, we need to probably move one of the Next or both of the Next.js's down to here instead and add AWS up to the first one. And then I'd like you to write a little bit differently on this one. I'm not really sure what you did or why you did it. And then integrated a Python. Again, the only thing I have is one thing here. So I need a little bit more than just this, because there's only one thing. And then architected front end. You can just say architected a web. You don't actually necessarily say the front end. You can just say architected a website using, and then don't put these in parentheses. You got to stop putting these in parentheses. I understand they are part of React. They're the important part. And then I don't want the number here, and I don't want the number here. But let's see. Yeah. So, and then I would prefer you to put the CI/CD up top and Git, since you don't have it in the first one. So this is the stuff that I was missing from the first one. It's not terrible, but again, you're going to need every ounce of help you can, because you need a visa. So, and I want you to remember the order of importance is everything, and then the bonus. The bonus is you put in like the last sentence of your job, because they are just nice to haves. They are not critical. And having Python all the way down here is not good, because you want it a little earlier. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a vice president, which, again, director level, vice president. Some companies, the director is above the vice president. Some companies, the vice president is above the director. It depends, but for both of them, you want this stuff. So you want to see the education. I want to see that you have influenced people at all levels. That includes stakeholders, customers, and clients. I want to see that you have industry knowledge. I want to see that you are data-driven decisions. I want to see how you changed the company and grew it. I want to see how you solved problems and why you did that using people, right? I don't necessarily want you to dig in with your hands yourself. Well, that is beneficial. I want you to how you used your team, how you hired them, how you grew them, how you managed multi-site or global teams or matrixed, details of what you are in charge of, cross-functional, and MS Office. So this person says no, and how long it's been. There's no ratio, and they say it's been going on for a long time. So I'm expecting this to be a bad resume. So 20 seconds on the clock. And also, I will say you probably want to use a different format than this. This will be like for a director or vice president level. This is probably like a B- format instead of the A+ it normally is. I can kind of show you how to do that on my stream, but it still will work. It's just better for the other format. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see what they got. And okay, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Okay. This is not how I need this to... What is this? Where's your degree? Okay, so you did get one. Increased audience engagement. This means nothing. Traffic means nothing. Means nothing. And time. So, this is a bad resume. This is why you are having problems. Do I see anything about influencing at all levels? No. Do I see anything about industry knowledge? No. Do I see that you were data-driven? No. Do I see that you changed the company or how you solve problems using other people? No. Do I see that you had multi-site or global teams or matrix? No. Do I see cross-functional? No. Do I see Microsoft Office? No. So, remember, profiles, summaries, they don't matter. None of this matters. Unless you are moving, relocating. That is some reason you would want a quick summary. Explaining a visa that does not require an H-1B. Or changing industries. Those are the only times you would really want a summary. Otherwise, they are worthless. So, this doesn't matter. Also, this doesn't matter either. There's so much here that doesn't matter. So, led strategic communications and marketing initiatives for diverse portfolio of entertainment, talents, forms, lifestyles, social causes, manage and mentor a 10-person team while serving as a senior client advisor. Cool. I don't know what you did. Also, this reads like a manager. Like, why are you going for director level with 10 people? That's not a lot. Most people for these types of roles are going to want you to have like 50 plus downlines. This could be a senior manager, right? Like that could be something you're going for, but I don't see this as a director or VP. Also, this still, like, I like the fact that you tell me what it was, but I need a little more. So increased audience engagement by again, that means nothing. Improved web traffic. Okay, cool. You're not doing that. Your team is doing that. What was the point of that? For a high-level director or any type of manager resume, which I think you actually should apply to instead of a director, because I just don't think you have the experience for it. I want to see how you did it. The how you did it is arguably, and the why you did it is arguably more important than the what you did. And I don't want to see elevated press conference participation. Who cares? By 25% by refining media targeted outreach. You know what I want to see? Fix the drop off in our website by hiring a team and hiring a software developer to fix our team, allowing us to increase our sales by a large percentage or something. Like, I need you to tell me what you did, because I don't really know what you did. I executed a Sundance Festival media campaign that contributed to 200% increase in film sale price. What is film sale price? I don't know. Why is that important? You didn't tell me. Secured high value placement by align. What is high value placement? Build and maintain strong relationship with reporters and editors. Okay, but why? How did you do it? I don't know. You have sent me almost an entirely blank piece of paper. And at no point in this do I see enough management. Like, you could go for a lower level manager position. That may be because you manage a team of 10, but I don't think a director or VP level is going to have you go this unless it's a company of like less than 20 people. So, but again, you need this. I need to see that you influence people. I need to see that you have industry knowledge. I need to see that you're data driven. I need to see that you changed and grew the company. I need to see that you solved problems and why you did that. I need to see multi-site or global teams or matrix. I need to see what you were in charge of. I need to see cross-functional in MS Office, and I see not a single thing of that. This entire resume is nothing. So really need to redo this. And again, even though this wouldn't be the ideal format, it would work based on your years of experience, because this is really more of a mid-level manager than a director VP. Next resume. This is a resume of a full stack software developer. So we already know what we need up here. We did it earlier in the video. So 20 seconds is on the clock. Let's see if we can find what we need. We don't know how good or bad this resume is. They did not tell me the ratio. So 20 seconds. Let's find out and go. Okay, this doesn't matter. Your master's... Oh, you're still enrolled. Okay. Developed a full stack platform integrating... Okay, there's nothing here. Nothing here. Okay, Angular, HTML, CSS, REST APIs, and time. Okay. This is bad. This is bad. So, here's what we need to do. First off, relevant coursework is never relevant. I just need to know that you graduated. You don't actually have to tell me when you started. Just when you graduated is fine. I expect you to still be enrolled in this, so that's fine. So if you want to put an expected graduation for the master's, that is also okay. So you can do an expected graduation date for the master's, and if that is the case, then you could maybe switch these, but otherwise that's fine. And then we go down to here, and the problem is if you're going for a full stack, literally nothing here is relevant. Like, I understand you did an ML model, which could be considered AI because ML means machine learning, which admittedly the person reading this may not know. They would want you to put machine learning and then in parentheses ML, but there's nothing else. You say you developed a full stack. Cool. What was it? I don't know. You didn't tell me. You did not tell me the full stack. You did not tell me anything. So this entire bullet point is gone. Then we go down to here and developed an enterprise scale sustainability analytics application. What is that? What is it? What did the application do, right? Like, what was the point of it? I don't really care that it was enterprise scale because, again, well, I do care about scale. The problem is everybody says scale, and you can't really trust scale. You'd have to tell me, like, what it was, and you didn't tell me what it was. Using Angular, okay, HTML, CSS, and what internal UI? This doesn't matter. So And what do you mean data from over 200 corporations? That doesn't matter. The users may matter. You could put users, but nobody cares how much data you got. Worked with REST APIs, .NET, and Java. Okay, good. Making applications scalable and resilient. No. Why did you make these? I don't know. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me what you did. Rendered HTML. Okay, good. But you already mentioned it up here, so you don't need to put it down here. This is irrelevant. Nothing here. Built Azure. Okay, good. But again, I don't want NLP. I want to just see Azure, because if JavaScript is different than Java, then Azure could be different than Azure NLP. Is that fair? No, but that's how software engineering works, and it's weird. So this doesn't matter. This is okay, right? Used Git and GitLab to maintain code and work with CI/CD pipelines. But why did you do that? I need to know why. Tell me why. Why is important. You need to give me the why. Implemented AI, okay, using LangChain to build structured workflows and vector on Azure for data. That's fine. I don't know why you did it. I would like to know, but yeah. So the big problem is this doesn't read like a full stack engineer. This doesn't read like a Java backend developer. This doesn't read like an AI developer either. So this reads like nothing. And that's my biggest problem with this resume, is it reads like absolutely nothing. Because I need more than HTML, CSS. Where's JavaScript, bro? Yeah, all the way down here in the skills section. Guess what? Skills sections do not count. This is worthless. You need to show me. In fact, I think you got everything I wanted in here. Yeah, this is basically everything I want, except for Neo, whatever that is. Is there anything I'm missing here? No. LangChain is good. Copilot is fine. I'm missing RESTful APIs. So, yeah, you can't give me the advanced stuff. Right? I know it sounds insane, but the resume is not for showing how good you are. It's not for showing how advanced you are. It's for showing you meet the bare bones basic minimum qualifications. And this resume does not show that, which is why it fails. So I understand you are a very smart person. Like, I'm looking at these certs. The problem is, like, looking at these, like, awards, no one cares about this stuff. Right? You need to show them in the projects. And I need to see, for a full stack developer, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. You can't get away without TypeScript if you put like Java or another backend. But like, if you don't put JavaScript, it doesn't count. I don't care that AngularJS means JavaScript. Because if Java is different than JavaScript, then AngularJS could be different than JavaScript. And honestly, a lot of different engineers will argue with you in the comments, as some of my videos have. You need to state it directly. If you do not state it directly, it does not count. Where's the SQL? I don't know. Where's the JavaScript? I don't know. You don't have it. Where's the TypeScript? You may not actually have that one. Where's the RESTful APIs? I don't know. It seems like you don't have it. Where's the SQL? Doesn't look like you have it. You don't have SQL. Can't move you forward. Where's the cloud? If I actually got down to here and I saw Azure Cloud, I would, but otherwise that may not count. So your problem is you went way too advanced and you didn't give me the basics, and the basics is what gets people a job. So that's all I can do for this resume. I just want to thank y'all for watching, liking, and commenting and subscribing. It really helps me out. And if you want to be a member of my channel, which is a really nice way to support me, which I also want to thank all my members, you can join in the link below. They get access to videos early, and thank you for supporting me, my members. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. But if you ever need more help, you can always join any of my live streams every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and on YouTube at that time. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Later, y'all.